you need to know for dealing with unfamiliar questions in IELTS speaking. So I will show you some strategies to deal with difficult or unfamiliar questions that you might get in your speaking test. So in the speaking test, especially in part 1 and part 3, you may sometimes face questions that you are not familiar with. So you might not have any ideas or enough knowledge about that particular topic. So today I will show you how you can overcome that situation easily. So first of all, you need to know that in IELTS speaking test, the examiner usually asks question that is related to your personal and everyday life. Like it could be your experience, your opinion, or general ideas. So these types of questions mainly examiner will ask you in part 1 and part 3 in both sections. So I will show you just 3 simple phrases that you can use when you don't have any ideas about the topic. Like our first phrase is, to be honest, I don't know much about this topic, but I would imagine that this would be dad's dot dot dot. So here you might have only one word or one simple idea. So your job is to expand that idea. Remember, the examiner will not judge you based on whether your answer is factually correct or not. They manually evaluate your communication skills, fluency, grammar, and pronunciation. And the second phrase is, I'm not very familiar with this subject, but if I think about it logically, I would say this. So here actually you have some time to think and organize your answer. So you can start with a simple idea, then develop it with explanation and example. And the third one is, I don't have much knowledge about this topic, but if I had to guess, I would say this. So actually, here, when you don't know the answer and these types of things, you just say in this way. So now I'm going to show you this answer in some example questions. Like our first one is, do you like if you just see that our first one is, do you like reading maps? So for example, you don't have any idea about this topic, so you can say, or you can just use the phrase one, like, to be honest, I don't know much about this topic, but I would imagine most people find map useful because they help you find your way in an unfamiliar place. So in this way, you can create a longer and more developed answer, which is exactly the examiner is looking for. And the second one is math an important subject in your country? So you can say that I'm not very familiar with this topic, but if I think about it logically, I would say yes, because math is used in almost every job from business to engineering. Like here, if you just look at this answer, then you will be able to see that there is only some simple words. So when you are using these types of phrase, you are getting some time and you have some really important thing to think about. And the third one is, if you just see, do you think robots will be common in homes in the future? Then you can say, I don't have much knowledge about this, but if I had to guess, I would say yes, since technology is developing so quickly these days. So I think we all have idea about the technology. So in this way, you just can expand your answer so that the examiner don't think that you don't know the answer and you can't communicate. And here is others examples also. So if anyone need this PDF, you can come on interested and we'll send it to you. If you are just need to practice or need these things, then you can just contact with us or just comment below. So we'll send you the PDF. And however, remember one important thing, that don't use these phrases in every answer. So use them only when you genuinely don't have any idea or when you are struggling to answer a question. So examiner is checking your English, not your knowledge actually. So it's always better to say something rather than remain silent. So try to use these techniques whenever you face difficulties post questions, but avoid overusing them. So that's all for today. I hope this video will be really helpful for you if you are improving your IELTS speaking skills or you are going to take your IELTS speaking soon and you are getting these types of awkward questions which you don't have any ideas like space and stars, geography. So you just can use these ideas. So if you can't say that properly, and one more important thing that if you're struggling with your IELTS speaking skill or aiming for a higher band score and you are looking for a better platform, then you can message us. We will guide you with the right strategies, practice techniques, and feedback to help you